Bestial Hails from Finland. This time we go to a world of black metal in the Finnish way. This one is called Hail Conjurer with an album called Carnal Light. And what a light it actually shows you here with shines, because you can pretty much even read the cover title here, you know, because of the sun shining, spring and all. Let's just remove the contents and take a closer look. As you can see, here is the backside of the release. Some few tracks here, as well as an image of a powerful arm with a tattoo and a tiny knife. No, it's not that tiny. It's just the arm being that big. And those of you who have been watching either previous Hail Conjurer releases or listening to the previous ones know pretty much what to expect. Bestial one-man worship with a very minimal design, very minimal music in the terms of being Finnish black metal. Without further ado, let's take a look on Hail Conjurer coming from Finland. One-man band, a couple of full-lengths out before this one, so this is the third one. As you can see, some compilations, demo, split, all that stuff out here. And then we have this album called Carnal Light through Bestial Burst. So here it is, 8 tracks, roughly 30 minutes. My CD player doesn't really show you the individual track length, so I haven't added them here, but they will probably be here later on. Anyway, this is how it looks like. This is what it includes, so let's talk about the music. Now, Hail Conjurer is an interesting case because not only it features kind of a primitive black metal, but it also has this kind of a very early rural kind of synths. By rural I mean the kind of a sound from late 80s, early 90s, and very simply designed. So it's kind of a dungeon synth, but even more minimal. But not then again exactly a kind of a ambient like of sounds. And they're there to kind of haunt you, to create this kind of a layer, which in order is to kind of balance this very simple riffing, which sometimes works nicely and sometimes it really doesn't. And the overall sound of this album is very, very raw, unpolished, it's harsh, it's something that you don't hear too many times nowadays. I mean, it's for an acquired taste kind of a thing. And it's not bad, obviously, if you are into more primitive and more even experimental primitive black metal, but don't expect anything from the kind of classic Norwegian or Swedish or even Finnish sound. This is a little bit different sub-school of black metal. And while it can be very intriguing at times, it also becomes kind of a problematic because it's not supporting the music as well as it could be. Now, this is not to say it's a bad decision. It just takes a little bit time and listening to get used to. And for most people into black metal, this is gonna be way too harsh, way too simple, and way too unhit material. By unhit material, I mean the opposite of so-called hit songs. The kind of a stuff that becomes, you know, kind of an earworm thing in your head, and you're like, okay, I still remember those memorable riffs and all that stuff. Now that is like obsolete here. That's non-existent here. And while there is certain kind of charm to it, I still cannot kind of explain in other words, but it doesn't really get me going. I mean, I like some of the riffs, some of the parts here, but for me it seems like this is still so much work in progress. This is not the worst or the best Hail Conjurer material, but still something like I don't know. Something is missing. Something is not right there, even though it's partially rather close to becoming something worthwhile, something good. But then again, I totally like the band is actually doing something rather original than just copy-pasting the kind of a classic Nordic sound and becoming one of those so easy to forget kind of names. Rest assured, this is not for everybody, but those who have the sweet kind of a, well, it's not sweet, but soft spot for this kind of a harsher type of extreme metal will find this one fascinating. But blindly buying this one just because it's Finnish black metal might be a mistake in case you're expecting something like, I don't know, Horror, Satanic War Master or Sielunvihollinen. expect way harsher output. The kind of a stuff that man goes into woods, tend to sauna, have a few beers, and swings his axe around. Swings his other axe around. Okay, let's just call it a day and say go check it out and figure out if it's your cup of tea. There are links provided in the description box. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Take care.